Welcome to a slow, beginner-friendly lesson on what a program or script is, made for absolute beginners. This lesson has one job: explain what a program is, and what people mean when they say script. No big project. No tool install. Only the mental model. Here is the whole lesson in a single breath. A program is a set of instructions written in a file, and a script is just a smaller program. That is it. The two words point at the same idea, only the size and formality differ. Everything else we do today just unpacks those words until the picture in your mind is clear and steady. Hold that one sentence and the rest follows easily. 2 words, 1 idea. Think about a recipe in a cookbook. It is a list of steps written down in order. First you heat the pan, then you add oil, then you add the onions. The cook reads each step and does it, one after another. If you skip a step or swap the order, the dish turns out different. A program is exactly this kind of written list, only the cook is a computer, and it never improvises. It follows your steps precisely as written. Steps in order. Before we go further, picture a road. Every person who writes code started without knowing what a program was. The idea felt fuzzy to them too, once. Naming it clearly is one of the first real steps on the path, and you are taking that step right now. The road ahead. Now let us sharpen the definition. A program is a set of instructions, written down in a file, that a computer runs in order. 3 parts matter. There are instructions, there is a file that holds them, and there is a runner, the program that carries them out. When you hear the word program, picture those 3 pieces together: the steps, the file, and the machine reading the file to do the work. 3 parts. So what is a script? A script is just a small program. The word tends to mean something short, written quickly, often to do one focused task, like renaming a batch of files or fetching some data. A larger, more structured program might be called an application instead. But underneath, a script, a program, and an application are all the same thing: instructions in a file that a machine runs. Do not let the words worry you. Size, not kind. Here is a complete, real program, only 3 lines long. The first comment tells us the file is called greet.py. Then 3 print lines, one after another. That is a whole program. When the computer runs this file, it reads the first line and prints hello, reads the second and prints the welcome, reads the third and prints the encouragement. 3 steps, in order, each one done exactly. Do not try to run it yet. Just notice how plain and readable it looks. Just look. Here is a distinction that confuses many beginners. The file and the running of the file are 2 different things. The file is just text, a document full of instructions, sitting still on disk. People call that text the source code. Nothing happens while it sits there. The action only begins when something runs the file, reads the source, and carries out the steps. Writing is one moment, running is another, and the 2 never blend. 2 different moments. Real programs are not written in one leap. They are built line by line, idea by idea, the way a wall is built brick by brick. Your tiny 3-line program is already a real wall, small but honest. Every large application started exactly this small, one instruction placed after another. Brick by brick, working with code has a rhythm you will come to love. You open the file, change a line, save it, run it, and read what comes out. Then you do it again. This is called the edit-run loop, and it is the heartbeat of programming. You make a small change, you see the result right away, you learn something, and you make the next change. Each turn around the loop teaches you a little more than the last one did. A rhythm you will love. The order of the lines is not a detail, it is part of the meaning. A program runs its instructions from top to bottom, one after another. If you take 2 lines and swap them, the program may do something different, sometimes something completely wrong. Think back to the recipe. Add onions before heating the oil and you get a different result. The computer is just as obedient, and just as sensitive to order, as a careful cook following your recipe. Order is meaning. You might wonder, why put instructions in a file at all? Why not just type them one by one each time? Because typing is slow and forgetful. A file remembers. You write the steps once, save them, and run that same file 100 times without retyping a single character. You can fix a mistake in one place and every future run benefits. You can hand the file to a friend and they can run the exact same program. The file turns your effort into something reusable. Files remember. A program is a recipe for a machine. Write the steps clearly, in the right order, and the computer will cook the result for you every single time, without ever getting tired or skipping a line. That reliability is the quiet magic of programming, and it begins with a plain list of instructions. A recipe for a machine. Here is another small program, and reading it is almost like reading a paragraph. Price is 10. Tax is 2. Total is price plus tax. Then print the total. Each line does one small step, and the steps flow top to bottom. By the time the computer reaches the print line, total already holds the answer 12, because the lines before it did their work in order. This is how every program reads, one plain step after another. One step per line. Python files almost always end with a .py extension, like greet.py or total.py. That extension is a convention, a friendly label that tells humans and tools, this file holds Python code. The extension itself does not make the file work. What matters is the instructions inside. But keeping the convention helps your editor, your operating system, and other people all recognize the file at a glance, so it is a habit worth keeping. A friendly label. Naming files well is a small kindness to your future self. Choose a name that says what the file does, like greet, or total, or report. In Python, lowercase letters with underscores between words is the common style, so a name like monthly report becomes monthly_report.py. Avoid spaces in file names, they make life harder in the terminal. A clear name takes 2 seconds to write and saves you 10 minutes of confusion later on. Name it well. Because a program lives in a file, it can travel. You can copy the file to another machine, send it to a colleague, or post it online, and anyone can run the exact same program and get the exact same result. Your effort outlives the moment you wrote it. This is how code spreads and how communities build libraries together. A script written once, in one quiet file, can end up doing useful work for thousands of people you will never meet. Files travel. Writing a program down turns a passing idea into something solid. While it lives only in your head, it is fragile, easy to lose, impossible to share. On the page it becomes permanent, repeatable, and ready to run whenever you ask. That is the quiet power of writing your steps into a file. Writing makes it solid. To keep this lesson honest, here is what we are deliberately not doing. We are not running any file, not yet. We are not installing any tools. We are not choosing an editor. All of that arrives in its own lesson, one step at a time. Today has a single job, to leave you able to answer the question, what is a program or a script? If that picture is clear in your mind, the lesson did exactly what it set out to do. Stay in the box. 2 myths scare beginners, so let us clear them now. Myth 1, a program is some kind of magic. It is not. It is a plain list of steps, exactly like a recipe, written in a file. Myth 2, you must memorize everything to write a program. Also false. Experienced programmers look things up constantly. The real skill is reading carefully and thinking in small steps, both of which you already practice every single day. Myths cleared. If there is one quality that predicts success here, it is not speed, and it is not a math's gift. It is patience. Reading a program slowly, line by line, the way you would read a recipe, is a genuine superpower. Taking small steps instead of big frustrated leaps keeps the picture clear. Confusion is normal, and it is always temporary. If you can read carefully and stay a little patient, you already have what this path requires. Patience wins. Let us hold the whole lesson in one place. A program is a set of instructions written in a file that a computer runs in order. A script is just a smaller program. The order of the lines is part of the meaning. And because the work lives in a file, it can be saved, shared, and run again forever. If those 4 sentences feel true and steady to you, you now know what a program or a script actually is. 4 steady sentences. So where does this lead? The very next lesson previews how we will run code later in the course, without asking you to install anything today. You will meet the tools by name, hear what each one is for, and know they are coming, just not yet. After that we reach variables, types, and functions, the real building blocks of every program. Each lesson adds exactly 1 brick to the wall we are raising together. 1 brick at a time. Learning to code is calmer than people tell you. It is a workshop, not a race. We go slowly, we stay on one idea until it is steady, and we finish when that idea is clear. A program is just a list of steps in a file, and you now understand it. Take a breath. The foundation is holding. Calm and steady. The takeaway, pressed into 1 line. A program is instructions written in a file, run by a computer in order. A script is the same idea, just smaller. Remember that writing the file and running it are 2 different moments. You can now answer the question we set out to answer. What is a program or a script? A list of steps, saved in a file, ready to run. In the next lesson we look at how we will run that file later. Well done. Lesson 2, done. Thanks for watching. Next, how we will run code later in this series.